Article 44 of the same Constitution provides for joint campaigns, rallies for members of Parliament and district chairpersons. Number 2, these guidelines shall govern the conduct of joint campaigns, joint candidate campaign, rallies for members of Parliament and district chairpersons during NRM primaries. Number 3, subject to the provision of the NRM Constitution and the party's election regulations, okay. Number 3 is campaign program. Subject to the provision of the NRM Constitution and the party's election regulations, the NRM district registrar or any other person appointed by the NRM election officer shall meet with all the nominated candidates participating in the party primaries for members of Parliament and district chairpersons to develop their joint campaign program. I think that's why we're here. Number 4 is conduct of campaign meetings. Have essays presiding over joint candidates campaign meetings. The joint candidates campaign meetings, rallies, shall be duly constituted when presided over by an officer appointed by the NRM Electoral Commission. For avoidance of doubt, the NRM District Election Officer or registrar or any person appointed by him, her, shall preside over the joint campaigns, the candidates meetings, and shall be charged with enforcing the guidelines. So here, if you may not see one of these registrars who introduce themselves, and the person is able to identify himself in that kind of data that he has been sent from the office of the election officer of the city, you need to recognize him to spearhead the joint campaigns. The B part says campaign will vary on the time. The venue selected for the joint campaign meeting shall as much as possible be located in an open ground and accessible to the public. I think this is a guideline as we're going to plan. We should be able to know from our words where are the vacant places which can easily accommodate people, the voters who will come to listen to people. And then part 2, campaign meetings shall commence at 10 a.m. and close at 6 p.m. No campaign meeting or rallies shall be allowed after 6 p.m. So I think this is very clear. After 6 p.m., after you close the joint campaign, I think there should be no processions and more campaigns. Part C, order of speeches and duration. The order of speeches of candidates shall be determined by randomly picking lots prepared, numbered by the presiding officer according to the number of participating candidates in the region, the given election. This shall be done at the venue. So when you reach the venue of the joint campaign, we are going to write numbers according to the number of candidates. If there are 2, so write 1, 2. So when you pick number 1, you speak fast. When you pick number 2, to be like that. 2, every candidate shall be permitted to speak for a period agreed upon by all candidates at the beginning of the candidates meeting. So this one, Matthias, somewhere they said you are supposed to speak maximum maybe 5 minutes, but they said when you reach there, you can assess the ground, and like they said, it's supposed to start from 10 to 6. If you all came late, you have to now harmonize and say, oh, instead of 5 minutes, let us speak maybe 3 or what. So that one will be discussed at the venue. D, time of questions. After speeches by all candidates, the audience shall be given time to ask questions, make comments, and or seek clarifications from candidates, provided these questions or comments are confined to the statements made by the candidates. So the presiding officer will have to make sure all the questions are confined within the election parameters, not really to ask useless questions which do not concern with the elections. Part 2 says the time allocated for questions shall not be more than 5 minutes or else payment by the presiding officer. That one also can be determined on ground. Part E, reply or response to questions or comments. A candidate shall be allowed time to make a reply or clarification to questions or comments directed at him or her. So there should be no interruption if time for question has come, and the candidate should be given time to answer his or her question properly. F, interruption when the candidate is speaking. During the time the candidate is delivering his or her speech, no candidate or member of the public shall interrupt the candidate while speaking. The candidates are not directly or indirectly encourage or incite heckling of any other candidates. So when your colleague is speaking, you are supposed to be quiet and listen, and even the supporters of other candidates are supposed to be quiet. And then now, each and everyone feels this speech. That's when the candidate can go on. G, public address system. The National Electoral Commission will avail the public address system to the presiding officer and candidates to address the voters. So I think this one goes to the Secretariat. Number 5 talks about general guidelines of the joint campaign meetings. A, every candidate shall enter the campaign venue with the decorum and shall not use any blaring loudspeakers or similar communication devices within the hearing distance of the meeting venue. So this one is very crucial. Like when we say the venue is here in Mayor's Garden, I know most of you will come with your crowd and wants to come to the meeting. The guideline is saying you have to be somewhere. Whatever machinery you come with should not interfere with the address system of that meeting. Part B, during campaign meetings, the candidates shall use the local language of the area or other languages of their choice. Yeah, so this one needs to go on the ground. Like I know deep down the cells in the villages, people are not being conversant with some languages. So it's better to use the language which people will understand on the ground. Like in Central here, I know in some areas, people may speak some mixed languages like Arabic, Swahili, and so on. So you will have to identify the needs of the people so that you address them in the language that they can understand properly. Part C, no candidate shall, while campaigning, do an act which is disrespectful to other candidates or use any language. So, using vulgar language or actions which incite other candidates is not allowed. Let's see. part 1 of the general guidelines says, which constitutes incitement to public disorder, insurrection, or violence, or while it is defamatory, insulting, which constitutes incitement to hatred. So those kind of words are not allowed. B. No candidate shall use sectarian, tribal, or religious campaigns as basis for his or her candidates for elections. So I think that was very clear when we were campaigning. Remember, we were campaigning for Ugandans, we were not campaigning for tribes, we were not campaigning for religions, we were campaigning for Ugandans. And so I'm NRM. That one must be very clear. Part E says, where a candidate requires interpretation, the candidate shall be responsible for identifying and appointing an interpreter, and such appointed interpreter shall be communicated to the presiding officer. So in case you know that wherever you're going, the language of that place, you don't know it, you have to go with an interpreter. Immediately you reach the venue, you have to notify the person in charge of that campaign so that he is aware of your interpreter. Number 6, the rights of candidates. A nominated candidate in the NRM primaries may either alone or in common with others publish campaign materials in the form of books, booklets, pamphlets, leaflets, magazines, newspapers, or posters intended to solicit votes for voters, but shall in any such publication specify particulars to identify the candidate or candidates concerned. So, which means you are mandated to do all those things for you to look for your votes. Part B, the person or a candidate shall not use private or public electronic media to the campaign and other candidates. In particular, the following acts are prohibited. 1. Making statements against the candidate which are false. Very bad. 2. Making malicious statements against the candidate. Not allowed. 3. Making statements containing sectarian words or innuendos. Yeah. It's not allowed. 4. Making abusive, insulting, or derogatory statements are not allowed. Making exaggerations or using caricatures of the candidate or use the words of ridicule. All these are not allowed. 4. Using derisive or manslinging words against a candidate is also not allowed. Number 7 is action against violation of the guidelines. Action will be taken against violation of these guidelines, including but not limited to 1. Verbal warning, 2. Written warning, 3, hearing in the disciplinary committee set up by the commission. 3 is disqualification from the race. So I think when you follow all those steps, when you reach step 3, you must know that now your case is very serious. Number 8, was the last one. Security during campaigns and elections. The NRM Electoral Commission allies with security officers to ensure that adequate security is provided for candidates and the joint campaigns meetings. Note, all candidates shall take note of the NRM electoral regulations and national electoral laws. All acts prohibited under the national electoral laws shall be deemed prohibited in the NRM primaries and will form grounds for petition against the result of the candidate. So, signed by the Electoral Commission chairperson. These are the guidelines that will guide us as we move on the general campaign program. Now, before we go to the program, I want to ask candidates and agents to do the following. 1, we need maximum cooperation between you, the candidates, your campaign team, the NRM office, and the security. Because if you don't have that congruent relationship, this activity we are going to handle will not come to a success. And also be reminded that what the things we are moving in is like playing a football. You all know when we go to football, there will always be a winner, there will always be a loser, and for us now, we go for those two in the elections. So the elections will not be, there is no die for ourselves. Because we know sometimes they say leaders are chosen by God. So those few words, I want to give you the list of the words, the number of words that we have in our areas of operation. 1, we have Arua Central, we have 6 words. In Arua West, we have 18 words. In Arua East, we have 30 words. So in total, we have 54 words in Arua City. Those ones will all be moved by the mayors, city mayors, and city women MPs. So for the rest of you who are constituents MPs, as I said, like Arua West, we shall have 18 words. Arua Central, we shall have 6 words to move. And Arua East, we shall have 30 words to move. So that's a brief guideline. I want to give you the issue of the words. I think without wasting time, I want us to go straight. Okay, let me go over to James Sorted, then we will proceed.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have been joined by other candidates. They actually came in when we were in the middle of the presentation. And I wanted this honor to welcome and ask them to introduce themselves to us. Candidates and agents.
My name is Onzuma Fiona, the only female aspirant in Nine West constituency.
Thank you.
My name is Ahmed Miria, representing Etimali Junction UT.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, members. Richard Andama, SG Stroke Technical Team, handling campaigns for the woman MP, Sheila Princess Obi.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Good evening. My name is Arua Musa. I'm contesting in Ivory East, veteran British.
Thank you.
Yes, Misudi is my name, campaign manager. The only MP coming and the MP in the making, Onzuma Fiona, Ivory West. Thank you.
Thank you.
Protocol observed. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sheila Princess Obia, the incoming member of Parliamentary. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
My name is Mayoral, presenting Dr. Arua as Parliamentary.
Thank you.
Yes, protocols observed. My name is Baguma Saili, aspiring candidate, Mayor, Arua Central Division.
Thank you.
My name is Alegi Wahab, Kurosaki, aspiring candidate for Mayor Central Division. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I think we are good to go now. Yes. Then next on the program is now reactions, questions, and way forward. If you have a question, you will ask. Yes?
Thank you. I respect the house. I have to chase them away. They keep, I don't know.
When the school are here, I know some of you do not receive the we are bringing them. All of you will